Okay, so to start, we're going to go to the Google homepage. You're going to see these little dots on the top right corner, and you're going to click on it, and then you click on Sheets. You might have to scroll down a little bit more to look for it. Mine's right here. And then you go to blank spreadsheet, and then it brings you to the spreadsheet right here. And I'm going to make it bigger just so it's easier for you all to see. It's abnormally large, but that's okay. So maybe here we want to put our little title or something. So like monthly budget. Sorry, I'm a slow typer. And then here we do expenses. And then tab to go to the next area. And I like to give myself some space. So here we'll do like revenue. That's how much you make. So I pressed enter and it brought me here. Expenses, you can do something like rent, maybe PG&E, maybe gas for like gasoline. I know PG&E has gas and electric, but this is gas for car. Maybe internet, maybe your phone payments, and then maybe some car payments, and maybe how much you spend in food as well. There could be others. You can add more as well. And then here, maybe you want to put your first paycheck. And so let's actually name this paycheck 1. You can edit by typing up here, paycheck 1, and then paycheck 2. And maybe if you have a side job, I don't know how many you have, but I'll put that. And then down here, we can type in totals. And then let's start writing our expenses. Let's say we spend about 2,000. I'm just making it up. I have no idea. Oops, my bad. So let's say you spend about 2,000. I honestly don't know. It's probably high or low. I don't know. Let's say PG&E you spend about 100. Also, just I'm making numbers up here. Okay, let's just say this is how much you spend, right? And then let's say you spend like 200 in food in each month. And then using the arrow keys, I can move around here. And let's say paycheck 1, you make that much each month. And let's say you don't have a side job. All right, so now we add up the totals. So for totals, what you can do easy, you put the equal signs and then you start typing in sum. The system already has an idea what you want to do. You can either do this capitalized or lowercase. You do parentheses, and you can either type in B4 colon B10 and it'll do it for you, or you can click and drag to what you want and then you press enter. And so this should be the sum of all of that together. Oops. And then here we do the same thing. We do equals, and it's got an idea what it wants, this whole block right here, but maybe you only want to select this block. It doesn't really matter. And you can always change it later. And then I'm going to do tab so it auto does it. And then boom. So that's it, tab. And then what you want to do here, maybe, let's say, after everything, you want to see how much is left. So we'll call this leftover. And then you can do equal signs. And then you can either type in E12, or you can click here and then press minus. And then you can type in B12, or you can click here and then press enter. And then that's how much is left over after calculating how much you've made and how much you spent in the month. And then let's say maybe you want to put in savings 10%. Let's say you want to put in 10% in there, right? What you can do is you do equals and then you click this and then you multiply it by 0.1 because that's 10%. And then you put $15 into savings each month. And then total leftover. Total leftover will basically be this minus that. So equals, click here, minus this. And that's how much you have total left over. And you can use that either for, you know, investing into something else, or maybe put that into your emergency fund, or maybe you use it for fun. Maybe, you know, oh, that's how much I get to spend. Okay. And let's say you want to, you know, you kind of followed around and you realize, oh, I got to add something new. What you can do is click and drag all over here. And then you grab the bottom here and you drag it down a little bit. And it'll keep your formulas the same. See? If you click here, it kind of highlights or the little box around. So let's say you want to add something else here. Let's say you go to the chiropractor every month or something, and then you spend about $200 each month there. That's not going to be in your equation unless you go here and you change this value. And what you can do is, and then you change this value, and then I believe you can just do this. No. So let's say you add your chiropractor, and this value won't actually be included here. So you can click, it only box around there. So you'll have to change this value right here. So it's from B4 all the way down to B11. So B11. And so now it calculates this. And then see how it kind of shows, oh, you spent $50 more. So you're actually negative. So let's say, let's do another idea here. If you change the value here for PG&E, let's say it's about $300 a month, and then you spend like $200 in gas, and then you spend $100 in it, and all this is about the same. You realize, oh, I spend $350 more than I earn. Maybe I need to pick up a little side job that earns me like $1,000 extra a month. And so then that bumps you up here, and your leftover is $650. So that's pretty much it for this. You can take it a step further by maybe, you know, making this equal the sum of certain food amounts. So maybe let's say here's your monthly food. And then let's say you spend $20, $30, oh, $30, $30, $10, $50. Maybe you went crazy and bought food for others. And then you can do here food, and what you can do is equals the sum of all this food that you spent on during the month. And so that's your actual value. You can do that. I'll delete all this and then change this. Another thing that I personally like to do, let's say my rent is $2,800, I will actually make it $3,000. Let's say my PG&E is like $268, I will keep it at $300. I like to overestimate on my expenses, and then I do the opposite for my income. So what I do here is let's say I earn $1,489. What I would probably do is I change that to 1,400 personally. That's just me personally. That basically makes me, you know, think, oh my gosh, I earn a lot less than what I spend. So maybe I want to pick up another job that makes me a little bit more, and boom. So in reality, I probably have more left over, but for my sake, because, you know, something happens sometimes, maybe you get injured, you do a little extra spend, maybe PG&E skyrocketed during winter or something like that. Maybe you had to do a really long trip and you spend more gas than you actually had to. That's pretty much why I overestimate here and I underestimate here. I know there's other guides out there. I pretty much made this guide just to put it out, in the algorithm again, remind people, oh, I should probably, budget, and just a little reminder for people. I've seen other videos; they're great. I would take a look at them and stuff if you want. I kind of just wanted to keep it simple, and you know what? I guess revenue is not really legit here. Income's probably better. Yeah. Um, I hope this helps. Super simple, easy to use. It's on Google Sheets. It's free for everyone as long as you have a Google account, I believe. Um, Works on Windows and Mac. If you don't have any of those, I'm pretty sure you're probably not even using this. You're using something crazy, or you're big brain for this. Yeah.